Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. We just saw Spire take down Famassi to give SouL a 3-0 victory in this series, but we have one more game left to show you. It's the fourth game of the series, and it's between the two wonderful players right here. Just to go through who they are, we're going to have ByuL for SouL. He is one of the newer pickups from this round, has done really well in the STPL, also really well in Havaku, and also really well in the ASL qualifiers, making it the round of 24 twice in a row.
Yep, that's right. He was in the round of 24 last year, and to his credit, he was the only amateur player that showed up. Yerim 2, this other guy that qualified, didn't even show up. And obviously, he had more going on. It's not like he was scared or anything. But for ByuL, he showed up. He got a chance to play some on-stage games in 2018, and as an amateur player, is really the first of his kind to do that. And more importantly, he backed it up by dominating in online leagues, in offline clan leagues, in amateur competitions, and in the ASL qualifiers just last weekend. He was able to qualify for his second ASL, and I cannot wait to see this guy play because he is really on a hot streak, and I think that today's match will serve as a little bit of an exhibition match, because while it won't mean that White can come back in the series, it will be a great chance to see sort of a battle between the old and the new. ByuL representing the new, and his opponent being one of the most old school players in STPL.
Yeah, now JY playing for White, he's been in the clan since I believe 2004, so he has been around for a very long time. And not only that, but he is a man that back in the day played against Boxer, played against Nelra, played against Yellow as well. He is so far back. He played in CJ Entus in Proleague in 2006 and 7. In 2007, in fact, he played against Light, Calm, and Best, as well as some other great players. And he ended up with a Proleague record of 8 and 12. While that isn't a winning record, to go against players like Light, Calm, and Best, especially Best in his heyday, and winning is absolutely insane. I mean, he had a couple of nicknames back in the day as well, Cappuccino Zerg and Bubble Zerg. Kind of cool to see him here in the STPL. The last time he actually appeared in any not major tournaments, but last time he appeared in any real tournament was actually the Love TV Star League Season 2, where he actually lost to Pure Mong and got knocked out in the round of 32, but he's been playing since then, continuing to carry on as well, and here he is in the STPL for his debut game, so I can't wait to see how he's going to do here against ByuL. As you said, it's kind of like the exhibition of old versus new. You have ByuL, one of the newer sort of pro players these days, against one of the really old school guys, and they're going to be playing here on Athena 2. Not really too much to say about the map history because we only had 2 TVZs. It is tied up 1-1, and they were a little bit one-sided, so it's going to be kind of a clean slate moving here into Athena 2. Athena 2, of course, a 3-player map, 2, 10, and 6 o'clock spawns, and just overall a really fun map. We've had some great games on this map throughout the STPL, and I'm hoping this will add on to that as well, as we give White a chance to get a little bit of extra pride here in their game. So let's head in to game number 4. Now, starting us off here in the left-hand side position, we do have the yellow Terran fighting for SouL. It's ByuL.
That's right, and his opponent, player that you might not have seen for a while, this is JY, our Zerg player on the right-hand side of the map. It's another TVZ, but it's probably not going to look like the last one. Just let me do the little micro here to change settings, and the reason for that is that ByuL plays a very different style than Famassi. So this guy is very reactionary. So he's going to start very defensively, and then he's going to wait until he can figure out what his opponent is doing. And only then is he really going to make a move. And he's really good when that happens, but a lot of times he's playing against players that are so good that it's a little bit too late by then.
Yeah. So, looking at the builds we had last game, I mean, we had a 12 pool coming out from Spyro. I don't think we're going to see that here from JY. More than likely going to go into a 12 hatch from here. I mean, 9 pool is still a possibility, but he's building his Overlord, so it's going to at least be an overpool. And ByuL, I don't think is going to go for a 14cc either. FAMASI playing incredibly greedy there did lead to not only his but White's downfall in this series. I'm certain Gyro had a word with him after that saying, why did you go 14cc or something similar? Because to make that decision, to go for that build, to take that risk when you know your team is 2-0 down in a best of 5, it takes a lot of guts, and unfortunately, Spire read into it before it happened and just really nipped it in the bud before it could really come into fruition.
Yeah, I wouldn't say before it happened, because obviously, it did happen. Bunker got up and all that stuff, but well, he did scout it soon enough to have a tech follow-up to punish it.
Yeah.
Either way, let's actually kind of talk a little bit more about this game, because this is going to be a 12 hatch. Actually, I guess that was 11 hatch 10 pool from White, or from JY.
Looks like it, but things are always a little bit funny. I wasn't looking at the screen when when they went down, so I'm going to trust your judgment there. You see the one racks fasting. Oh, it's going to be a 1-1-1 here coming in from ByuL. So ByuL going for a little bit more of a conventional style here, but a little bit less used as well. Once Flash dropped it, once Last dropped it as well, because of what happened in the KSL and ASL finals. There's not really been a huge amount of players going for it, but ByuL showing that he's confident here, going for it, going for that factory very early on. And I mean, we could even see a 2-port Wraith coming out from him. It looks like it is going to be an expansion, though, based on the gas being pulled out, or the 2 SUVs being pulled from gas.
Yeah, so a lot of reasons that Terrans, just to in case you're not keeping up with the bleeding edge of the metagame. So 1-1-1 means that you don't have a lot of units, but you have a lot of tech. And so you have to leverage your tech to make sure that either you deal a lot of damage or don't take a lot of damage. And I think for ByuL, one of his reasons is going to be defensive, so that if he needs to get a particular unit out, he can get it when he needs to. And obviously, you're going to be able to both scout your opponent and see what they're making, and that'll give you enough time to adjust to that with your 1-1-1.
Yeah, the 1-1-1 is kind of the ultimate reactionary build. It was developed in 2009 by ByuL. It was really popularized by usage by Fantasy, Stack, and Kanata, the 3 SK Telecom T1 Terrans, along with Midas as well, although he didn't play as much during that era. And more recently, it kind of saw a resurgence. Flash brought it back. He iterated on it over and over and over again until he found what he thought was the ultimate Zerg killing build. But they adapted. Sulky, Effort, Jadong, all of them, Lava as well, worked together, and they found a counter to it. And slowly, the volatility of the 1-1-1 really started to show. And in a way, it's kind of funny because it reminded me a lot of 2010 again, where Fantasy was the only person doing it a lot in sort of Pro League games, and people kind of figured it out back then. But it's kind of like it was lost to time. Like, people didn't really practice against it too much unless they were going to be fighting Fantasy, because no one else really bothered with it. I mean, Flash did a little bit, but it was a completely different variation. And now it's kind of like hit that phase of everyone knows how to counter it. You go sort of really, it's mainly like 2-hatch muter, and that was kind of the build that killed Fantasy over and over again back in the day. So it was kind of nostalgic to me to see that happen all over again, but also kind of sad as well. But ByuL going into a starport behind his command center, so going to be going into this first Wraith. Now, if you've not seen the 1-1-1 build before, the way it used to work is you'd go into a Vulture drop, but the more modern style is to go into a Wraith, and this is just to push Overlords away from your main base, keep the Zerg in the dark, and also, if you can, try and get a drone or 2.
Yeah, all that. The situation that we're at right now is one where neither player's opening is going to give them a huge advantage, but where we are going to see some interesting things happen. So, for the most part, a lot of Muta builds that you'll see will primarily be a lot of early 2-hatch Muta builds. So, this is going to be the 3-hatch variety, which is meant to get up a bunch of Mutas. And more recently, Zerg players have just been building a lot of Mutalisks.
Yeah.
So, they'll build the first 9, which is 3 out of each of your hatcheries, and then they'll follow up and they'll keep following up. And the idea is that if your Mutalisk control is good enough, then you can keep chipping away at the Terran, and you'll put on so much pressure that they'll never be able to stabilize, and you can eventually wear them down with superior control. But you got to have that superior control.
Yeah. Now, we do have a couple of Hydralisks coming in here for JY. This is just to push away that first Wraith, but here is one of the main benefits of the 1-1-1. You get mines incredibly quickly, and it just makes it a little bit more annoying for the Zerg to push out on the map. You have to be a lot more careful. You can't clear the whole map of mines. Your Overlords don't have speed, and it just becomes a little bit of a pain.
We're getting Lurker Aspect, Scourge, and Mutas here. We're really going for it here, Kicks. Wow, I've not seen particularly this version of it. I was just expecting a whole lot of Mutas here, but no, there's a little bit of extra behind it as well. Not just those 2 Hydras to push the Wraith away.
Yeah, also, I mean, he's just kind of teching hyper fast. Usually you would see the Zerg go for his Mutas, go for Lurkers behind it as well a little bit later on. But obviously, skipping that, going for the Lurkers incredibly quickly, going to allow him to take a very, very quick third base. Slowly but surely, likely going to go for the other main. Now we are going to have Vulture Micro against the Hydras just to see if he can get a little bit of extra damage done. But JY, too well prepared.
Yeah, JY very, very solid at the front. He's got that Overlord to see anything coming so he can reposition. And, honestly, for going Wraith first, JY still actually has
the irradiate
out of the map. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, it hurts! It burns! Oh, Kicks! The terror, the horror. Oh, he runs the Muta back in!
Oh, that was close. I mean, luckily enough, he wasn't all in on the Mutas, so this isn't the biggest deal. Obviously, the Hydra is going to be very powerful here. And he does take a lot of damage, but it's not the be-all and end-all version of the build he went for.
But still, like, you're trying to tell me how good it is that he loses all 6 Mutas. I mean, he didn't lose all of them, but the rest of them are totally worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's bad, because now JY has no pressure. And that means that whatever follow-up it is, and it is, I wouldn't say an all-in, but it's like, it's almost that. Because like you said he could defend a third base. There's no third base Kicks. We're just going for it. Yeah, he's getting a hive behind this, but this is it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of units, though. We only see a single tank from ByuL. He has a single bunker as well. Oh, this is going to be a little bit worrying. There is a vessel here, but the Lurker's getting on top of absolutely everything. It looks like we could possibly see a repeat of the last game, where Lurkers completely demolish everything. So many SCVs going down, the bunker goes down, and it's going to be nothing but tanks versus Lurkers and a couple of Lings now. And it looks like JY may have busted the front.
He's definitely busted the front. There's more Lings following up behind this. There's nothing in base to defend. There's a Marine and 2 tanks. More Marines popping out, and there are quite a few barracks. But with the Lurkers on the production facilities, I don't know if ByuL is going to be producing for much longer.
Yeah, he is going to pull his Marines back that are spawning, so he is going to be able to continue to add on units, but no more tanks are going to be able to be built. There's actually a Ling behind trying to take out the turret, and this is only round 1. The second round of Lings coming on in here, getting on top of the production, and it looks like JY has done it. He has broken ByuL, and ByuL is going to find it a very, very hard position to come back here. This could be our quickest game in the series. ByuL doesn't want to give up. His team has won the series, but he has his own pride to consider it. A Firebat comes out, doesn't even manage to kill 3 Lings, it dies so quickly, and things are not looking good for ByuL.
You've correctly analyzed that, Kicks. The amount that it's not looking good just grows more and more. Even though he can micro the Wraith and the Vulture and get some value to stabilize in the main, I do think that critical damage has been dealt here, with more units continuing to rally in. So, I mean, you know, the more I say that, the more I realize that this is 4 hatcheries behind it with no third base. So
Yeah.
the problem is that eventually the flood will just chip away and chip away and chip away, and then a defiler will show up.
Yeah, and when the Defiler shows up, that's game over. The second a Dark Swarm goes down into your main, that's pretty much it. I mean, the Hatchery, Defiler Mount coming up now, sorry. And he's on borrowed time, he's adding on more mines, he's just trying to kill as many of these units before they get to his base. A huge mine going off of the Lings, that's going to help him. But just look how many units there are here for JY.
Yeah, JY just has so
Oh,
much.
the
Oh
mine!
my god!
Oh
Okay,
my god!
That Overlord was just a pixel out of range of seeing that mine, and now this is easily holdable. Now all that pressure just evaporates. Now ByuL stabilizes in his natural. Now he's got breathing room, and he's gonna be able to pick this Defiler off with a Wraith if it tries to move across the map without Hydras to protect it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The single Wraith is actually on 10 kills now. It just sat over the rallied units of Hydra, of JY even. And just things are being a little bit crazy right now. I mean, ByuL has retaken his natural. He didn't really lose it, but he's slowly getting more and more SCVs over there. He's continually building off 4 barracks. He doesn't have the option of going for more mines, though. He lost his factory, it seems. And that's going to be a big, big problem as this Defiler comes across the map soon. But I mean, this Wraith is still here. It's still getting damage done. And now it's
still getting damaged. Yeah. And boom goes the dynamite. So the Wraith is out of here. You're right. There is still no more factory. It's mass fire bats coming, and I actually really like this. Instead of trying to rebuild any of his tech, he's saying, "Look, I know you're going for Dark Swarm. I gotta build the fire bats. Fire bats are beefy against lurkers, so they can take a bunch of shots. They really kill clumped up Zerglings, and they function under Dark Swarm. So they're gonna be the best unit you can build, but it's not gonna matter if he loses the rest of his army."
Yeah, no, it looks like the medic's actually out of range of the firebat. Firebat goes down, the Marines go down, and the medic's now going to be isolated in the middle of the map. He needs those medics with the rest of his units. Now he is trying to catch up, but that medic goes down. Unfortunately, the firebat splash was not enough to save her. She is going to go down a hero, though, and ByuL continues to try and hold on.
Here's that Defiler. This first Dark Swarm is just going to be so gigantic. Behind this, there's no economies, so you got to make it count here. And with the Firebats running in and running over this Defiler, it's going to push it back a little bit more, but now he's out of Firebats, and that means that he can keep crawling forward with these Dark Swarms.
Yeah, now behind this, JY is looking to take his third base. All of ByuL's firebats did actually go down, so there's going to be no recourse for these units under the Dark Swarm. He doesn't even have enough for a Radiate. A Scourge coming in for the Vessel gets it as well. And there's another Defiler coming in here. It has Consume. I think it's the same one. And he's just going to continue swarming his way through to victory.
That's right. This is just going to be it. With the natural in shambles, this Dark Swarm is going to be good enough. Now, there's actually only 1 Ling and 3 Lurkers left out of this entire force. So, once the Defiler dies to that Irradiate. So, maybe there's a world where these Firebats can hold on. They get one of the Lurkers. They're going to get the second Lurker.
Wow. ByuL is just having the most clutch plays here.
These Firebats are wrecking everything.
He gets another Lurker! He holds!
I think at this point, ByuL knows that all he has to do is just survive. Because there's no economy behind this. There's no, I mean, there's going to be an attempted third base at the 6 o'clock location, but the Zerg economy is just in a really bad place.
The trouble is, he doesn't have enough scans to really see exactly what's going on. He has to save scans for the Lurkers as well, just in case something happens to his vessels. Now, one thing that would actually help JY now is going for a big Muta switch, but he just doesn't have the gas to do it. He's still on 2 gas at the moment. And I mean, there is a drone looking to take a 4th base in the bottom left of this map, possibly just going down to this natural. And here we go, the Firebats pushing forward again. There is a Lurker here, but it goes down immediately without getting any kills. And the Defiler gets irradiated. Oh, Plague!
Yeah, does he have Plague? Yeah, he does. It hits 3 of the vessels, so that's obviously pretty big. You can try to come repair that a little bit later on, but even that Plague is not scary enough for ByuL because there's not really a whole lot to stop this push on the ground. Is there another defiler? Am I missing that, or does he not have any defilers?
I don't think he has any more defilers, and this could be a little bit of a problem. ByuL has an insane army right now. It may not look big in size, but it's going to be efficient against what JY has. Now JY going around the back for a counter, but it looks like ByuL already in position to deal with this. And this is going to be another round of dead Zerglings.
It certainly is. The Zerglings are actually going to pick off the reinforcements, though, so they kind of circumvent this catch. And maybe the Vulture in the main can pick off the Zerglings, but it's going to have a rough time doing it. Yeah, that's really awkward because now they're going to get in and deal damage, and more importantly, it's pulled ByuL back.
Yeah, it's pulled ByuL's army entirely back. We're going to see another 2 defilers have now spawned. We actually have a single Mulus popping out here now. The SCV is scout at the base in the bottom middle, but the Nidus Canal already on the way. This is going to allow him to defend this base. But ByuL is doing everything he possibly can to come back in this game now. He's got his second base fully mining. He is slowly but surely mining out of his main though. So he is on a little bit of a timer. He's actually still on +1 attack. No additional upgrades have been researched. As I say, that +1 armor is just about to finish. But there's going to be Lings on the top of this ramp. No lurkers though. Where are the lurkers?
He does not have them yet, Kicks.
He does. They're just not in the right place. He's not sending them to the Nidus Canal.
Yeah. Well, he does not have them there
yeah.
to specify. There's also 4 science vessels with tons of irradiate energy.
Scourge. Go down.
Nope, not gonna land that way. So they're just gonna irradiate their way to victory. And if I have ever seen a Terran player come back from dire straits, it's because of irradiate and the cost effectiveness of this force, and it's just gonna keep stacking up here for ByuL.
Yeah, but it looks like JY is finally gonna send out Muir out. This is gonna be the vessel sniper. There's 3 vessels incredibly low on health. If he moves too far forward, all of a sudden that's 3 dead vessels that ByuL
look at the fire bat drop. It's gonna kill the Nidus. It's gonna kill all the drones in the natural. It's gonna kill the lurkers. It's doing so much damage here, Kicks.
And he just lifts up. There's no A units here to deal with this. He's lost his Scourge. There's a couple of Hydralisks, but the lurker's getting stuck on the ramp. Oh no!
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's gonna kill everything in the main. Okay, finally some Scourge actually are the big MVPs there to kill the shuttle.
But the third base!
In the meantime, he breaks up the ramp! He didn't Darkstorm the ramp! Oh my god! The Defiler's gonna die in the natural, and the Nidus is dead. What?
Yep. This is a dead third base. There's going to be nothing that JY can do against this. ByuL has shown insane...
Sorry, mines were almost killing all 4 lurkers running across the map, so that was the big deal.
Yeah, okay, it looks like we are going to have a little bit of a counterattack coming in here from JY. He knows all of ByuL's army is in the top right, but there's no units here to deal with the mines. There's, a couple of really, really good vessel snipes.
Oh wow, all the Scourge go down, so there are still 3 vessels here. There's detection, there's enough units to deal with it. We still don't have a tanks with siege mode, but okay, well, that's the freest vessel. But the vessel count is still growing. They do have the Titan reactor, so they've got extra, and yeah, more.
That's
a nice plague. Yes.
Yeah, and the trouble is, ByuL can't actually push forward, but the second he brings his army back, he is going to have a flank on these 3 lurkers. They're the only remaining units JY has. Looks like we're going to have a big push into this Dark Swarm. There's no Firebats here, but a lot of the units getting irradiated. A huge mine going off on those Lings. But JY still looks to be trying to break his way through.
I mean, he will try. This is another one of those Joker moments, right? Where he's sitting on the pile of money, and he asks, like, you know, what matches and gasoline, you know, costs, and he's like, you know what these have in common? They're cheap. So is Bio. And that means that even though ByuL is not on a great economy, he can still keep pumping out these fire bats. He's got enough to do that. And if you look at that and the ability that he has to hold on here, it's going to take a miracle for JY to break this.
Yeah, oh my god, JY is actually hiding a hidden base in the top left, just above where ByuL is going to want to expand. The vessel's pushing forward, going to get a good engagement. There's so many fire bats, but a huge plague. The trouble is, he doesn't have enough units on the ground that deal with fire bats.
Yeah, no, the fire bats can actually just roll over everything at this point.
And that's two dead
keep in mind,
defilers.
These are 2-1 fire bats as
Oh,
well.
and he's seen the third base. He's gonna go up there.
But there's a Nidus. If he can get enough through the Nidus in time.
He's not going to be able to. He's not reacting. This is a dead hatchery, a dead Nidus, and 2 dead drones as well. And JY is struggling now. ByuL's macro is starting to get into an insane position. 6 racks coming up for him now. 2 attack, now finished. 2-1 upgrades, going to be doing so much for this bio. And the vessel's still alive. Ever increasing counts, making it so difficult for JY to really do anything with his tech units.
Yep, and we're going to have a third base for ByuL being attempted down here at the 9 o'clock location. So if he can secure that, that's almost game over at that point, because he's been able to take out and deny any base that ByuL tries to take. And if he takes one of his own, obviously that's just really going to be the economic nail in the coffin.
And this is a really weird situation that you don't often see, but JY almost mined out in his main. Almost mined out in his natural as well, before the Terran player is. I mean, ByuL's main is about to dry up, but ByuL's natural a little bit more healthy because he wasn't mining there for so long. Now it looks like JY continuing to build a lot of units. Now, going back to something about the players earlier, if there's one person who can play from this kind of weird situation, it's gonna be JY. He has experience in the 2006 meta, where just not having many bases was normal, so JY knows how to play from this situation. But the mines! Oh my god, the mines almost getting... Ah! Okay, that could have been better.
If he mind dragged that and killed everything, it'd be karmic justice. But instead, I don't know if it's going to work out that way, Kicks. It appears as if there is enough back home to defend. With more irradiates coming, even those lurkers aren't going to last much longer.
Yeah, but the Ling's getting on top, cutting the bio count just a little bit. Another third base attempt by JY, though, going down. I really think he should look at taking the third base below where his main is.
Yeah, I think this is going to do
and
it.
GG.
Yeah, oh wow, he just pieces the scene. We didn't get a chance to catch the GG, but I'm sure there was one. And in the end, ByuL miraculously